So, my name's Mhairi and I'm going to do a session this afternoon on the secondary survey and leading into the recovery position of an unconscious casualty. Okay, it's a follow-on from the primary survey that we did the other day, so we're just moving on to the next session. Okay, a few housekeeping rules for you to think about. The fire exits, there's no planned drills this afternoon, so if the fire alarm does go off, then we treat it as a real life fire. Just follow me basically, but outside we turn right, we go up to the top and turn right again past reception, out the fire exit at the top. Okay. Toilets are just out the door and along the corridor to the right. Okay, both male and females there. Phones, if you've got phones, if you need to take any emergency calls, can you let me know? Otherwise on silent, and if you do need to take a call, then if you just go outside into the corridor, that's okay. I don't accept any forms of bullying in the class, so the better that you get on, the better it is for me, and I'll respect you if you respect me while we're doing the session. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay? Right, okay, so basically the secondary assessment, the title itself tells you that it's the next stage of something else. So you've already done your primary assessment, which is your doctor ABC. That's where you do your check for your breathing. This assessment, otherwise known as top-to-toe assessment, and it says exactly as it is. It's a top-to-toe assessment where you start at the top and you work to the bottom. Okay, it's on an unconscious casualty. When would we do a secondary assessment? We do a secondary assessment once we know our casualty is breathing. Okay, so if you don't know that your casualty is breathing, we don't move on to this assessment. Okay. Why do we do it? We do it because it's all about gathering as much information as we can to pass on to further medical assistance when they actually get here. Okay? So when we're doing this assessment, we do checks from the head right the way down the body, checking for various different fractures, bumps, any blood that you might see, and bearing in mind you might have an unconscious casualty, but you might still get a response at any time during the assessment, so it's important that you keep checking back to the face to check and see if it changes. Okay, so I'm going to do a demonstration on one of yours just in a second, and then you'll get the opportunity to do the assessment on each other so that we can take it right through, and then we'll move on to the recovery position at the end, but we'll focus mainly on the secondary assessment. Okay. So just running down, so if you start at the top of your head, okay, and again don't worry because we'll do this, but if you're thinking about your head, what kind of things do you think you might be thinking about for checks? Anything that you can think about?
Blood in your back and nose.
Blood, yeah, in your nose and your face, yeah, anything you can think about before you get to that stage. So I'm thinking about your actually bumps, okay, so bumps around the head, okay, anything else?
Ears?
Ears, yeah, you can move round to the ears. So if you've got, for example, fluid coming out the ears, what might that tell you?
Spinal injury.
A spinal injury, okay, so that's what you want to look for. Moving on to the face, Ailey, you spoke about the nose, so if you've got blood coming out your nose, that's an indication that you've maybe got a broken nose or something else. Eyes, okay, what kind of things might you look at or look to see if they've dilated pupils, yeah, anything else? For their eyes? Bloodshot, yeah, anything like that. So that's all you gathering information, okay? Moving down a little bit further to the mouth, what might you look for with the mouth?
Tongue blocking in the throat.
Tongue blocking in the throat, yeah, anything else? False teeth, yeah. What would you think you would do if you did have a casualty with false teeth?
If they're loose, you would remove them, and
Yeah.
if they're not in the way, and leave them.
Yeah, okay, so if they are moving around a lot, then you want to take them out, okay? Just in case they choke on them, okay? Right, so we're moving down, we've got to this stage here, so we're moving down the neck, and we're going to check right round the back of the neck. Again, just for any deformities that you might want to feel, okay? Or might not want to feel, as the case may be. Moving round to the shoulders and the collarbone, you're going to check this area again for fractures, okay? Moving down further, okay, you get to the arms, and you're looking to check the arms for any fractures, any breakages. You might feel sort of bones cracking, and we're going to do that individually, okay, because it's easier to do that if you've got two hands on each arm. Moving down, we're going to check the ribs, okay, and we're going to check the sternum, okay, so we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to check the stomach, okay, and bit by bit we're coming down to the pelvis. Then we're going to check the legs, okay, again we're going to check the legs individually, and then we're moving right down the legs and right to the toes, okay. Not only do we check individually each of the limbs, we're going to check the mobility of that as well. So the arms and the legs, we're going to move that individually just to see if there's any creaking or any fractures, but you do it very, very gently, okay. When you're doing this, you're going to be quite hands-on with the casualty, okay. The better hands-on you are, the more productive it is, okay. If you just go in and start touching your casualty with the tops of your fingers, you're not going to get a real-life example of what a broken bone feels like, okay. So you'll know. So get your hands on. Don't be scared to get the hands on your casualty, okay. A lot of things to think about before you start doing the assessment is if they might have anything in their pockets, okay. If they do, remove them. But try and have somebody next to you so that, you know, if there's wallets, if there's watches, if there's any valuables in their pockets, put them to the side, and if there's two of you, it's like a second pair of eyes to make sure that nothing goes missing, and if that's the case, then that's just something else to deal with, okay? So take anything out of the pockets and put them to the side. Anything else you maybe want to look for on a person that might indicate something that's happened to them? A medical bracelet. So check round the neck, there might be a pendant with information on it. There might be a medical bracelet that tells you something about that person. Anything else you might think to look for or ask around while you've got this casualty that is bleeding on the floor that you can think of?
Family members, like
exactly. Yeah, if you've got a relation, if you've got a family friend that's there, that's around, that can help you with any information, or that can just be there to make sure that they're happy with what's happening as well, then it's all better until the paramedics get there. Okay? So we're going to get one of you down to be my casualty. So Ailey, do you want to just lie on the floor? Right, okay, so remember your casualty is breathing. So this is assessment that you've done after your primary assessment, okay? So hands on, and the first thing you're going to check is the head. So right round, get a good feel, right round the back of the head as much as you can, and that way you'll be able to feel for any bumps or any blood patches or any fluids, okay? Check the ears, both sides, okay? So just move the hair away, and just check inside that there's no fluid coming out. Okay, check the eyes, so just gently raise the eyebrow, open the eyes, and check the pupils, and check to see that there's nothing bloodshot or nothing in there either, okay? And you can check the forehead as well, okay, just to make sure there's no bumps there. Check the nose, and be gentle with the nose, you don't want to cause further damage, okay? And then just check there's no blood. The mouth, just gently open, okay? There's no false teeth in there, so we don't need to remove anything, okay? And then we're just going to go back in, and we're just going to check right round the back of the neck, okay? There's nothing there. I'm going to check the jaw as well, just to make sure that there's no fractures there. Moving down the body, check the shoulders, and then moving round to the collarbone, okay? No fractures. Right, so coming further down, we're going to check the arms individually, okay? Two hands, that way you get a proper feel right to the fingers, okay? And keep checking back to the face, just to make sure. And we're going to check the mobility, up, bend, and down, okay? Very simple movement. Moving across, check second arm, right down to the fingers, and then just very gently up and down just to check. Okay? Right, sternum. Using the side of the hand, just down the breastbone, just checking there's no breakages. Okay, and then checking the ribs. Two hands, and just gently squeeze so that you can feel the ribs. Okay, now we're going to check for the stomach, internal bleeding. So palm flat on the stomach, and push down just gently. And if the stomach is solid, rock hard, then that indicates internal bleeding, okay? Which we would do nothing about. It's just a gathering of information, okay? Right, so moving down to the pelvis, okay, and it's not, you don't shake, you don't rock, you just very gently bring the pelvis in, and if you can feel any crack in the bones or anything, then that suggests there's a fracture in there as well. Okay, right, move into the legs. Now, when you move to the legs, again, individually, we're going to put one hand flat on the top, and one hand on the side, and move gently down to the knee, and then two hands either side, just gently, right to the bottom, and then right to the toes. Okay, and again, we're just going to check mobility, up, down, then moving across one hand, and then to the side, move down to the knee, and then in, right to the bottom, and right to the toes. Again, keep checking, and then up, bend gently, and down. Okay? So top to toe, keep looking back at the face every time to check, just to make sure that there's no response. Although they are unconscious, you might get some indication that something's sore or something's hurt or there's an injury somewhere on the body. Okay? That's Ailey. Right, okay, so you're going to get the opportunity to do an assessment on each other. Okay, so Cameron, is it Callum?
Yeah,
Callum, if you want to lie down, okay, since Ailey's just been a casualty. And Ailey, you're going to go through the full top to toe survey, okay? Now, I find it easier if you say it as you're checking, because it just keeps you alert and keeps you thinking what you're looking for. So I find it easier to do that. So if we do that in this case and see how you feel about doing that. Okay? Right, so just starting at the top, just take your time. Remember, the more hands-on you are, the better chance you have of actually spotting.
Okay, so just making sure there's no bumps in his head.
Good, yeah.
In his ears. Yeah. And then just going to check down the back of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Up from here, and then round his jaw.
Yeah.
There's no blood in his nose.
Yeah.
Check his mouth. No false teeth.
And if there was, you would.
If they're loose, I would take them out.
Good.
Just check his eyes there. And then near the fine as well. And then there's no breakages down his nose either.
Good, well done.
Okay.
Okay, moving down.
We'll check his shoulders. And then along his collarbone.
Yeah.
No breakages there. Check down his arms. So 2 hands on. Right to his fingers.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get the weak pinch there. Nope, nothing there. And then nice mobility there.
Good.
And then the same down his other arm. Fingers. And it bends.
Well done. Good, okay.
Okay. Sternum.
Yeah.
Side of the hand. Down. And then just going to check the ribs. Make sure they're not broken. And there's no pain in his face. Nope. No internal bleeding in the hip. And then just squeeze the pelvis just gently. Okay. So one hand on the side.
Yeah. It's fine.
Right up to his toes. And then we'll just check the movement.
Good.
And then toes. And again, we'll just check the movement there.
Well done.
Okay.
Good,
And
well
no
done.
braces.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anything to report?
Nope, he seems to be just unconscious.
Good, well done. Okay, if you change over, okay, and that'll give you a chance to do the same. Okay, so right in, right at the top.
Just going to check the skull for any bumps.
Good.
Just go in the ears for any bleeding. The nose, no bleeding. All the ears either.
Yeah.
And just going to check the forehead. Check for eyes are fine.
Good.
Just check the mouth. Fine. Nose is fine.
Yeah, good. Okay, moving down.
Just going to check the neck. The bumps there. Just going to work my way down the body. Just going to his arm length. Arm down. No bumps there.
Yeah. Don't be scared to get your hands right on. Yeah.
Check the hand there. Each finger. It's fine. Just going to check the mobility of that.
Good.
That's fine. Just going to check the sternum there. Tummy's fine, not too hard. Just going to check the side as well.
Good. Yeah.
No bracelets there either. Just check each finger. It's fine. It's fine. Just check the waist now. It's fine. And down the right leg. It's fine. Just check this thing. Kneecap's fine.
Good.
Just check the foot. That's fine. Check this one. Check the left kneecap. It's fine. On this leg. It's fine. Check the left foot. And that's fine as well.
Good. Okay, so anything to report?
No.
No.
That's fine.
So this is, again, just your gathering. Okay, if you want to come up and just grab a seat back in the chairs. So yeah, just a gathering of information. It's a secondary assessment that you do once you know that your casualty is breathing. Okay? So everything's fine, and once we have done that, we would then move on to the next stage, which is the recovery position. Okay? So we're going to take a wee break, and when we come back, I'll show you how to do the recovery position for your casualty. Okay? Any questions? Okay, thank you.